What's up, YouTube's Anime Cartel here. This would have also has solo leveling, and I'm back and I'm gonna make another banger. And if you already clicked this video, like and subscribe now, turn on notifications, and you will enjoy watching this video. I'm not good like the rest of them, like Prince of What Ifs, and I also did get this what if idea from him, and yeah, and I'm not gonna copy him or anything, but without further ado, like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get started with the intro. So we time skip. In his room, there is a priest who opened the door, and he picked up these two crying babies and sat them down on a table or bench or whatever. And he's observing one of them. He looks like the one with the black hair. The one with the black hair seemed calm and peaceful. And he looks at Asta, the one with that white hair over there, got a lot of spunk, and he looks outgoing. And he gets on saying that baby with white hair, Asta, has a lot of spunk. And Asta kicks him in the face, laughing, whatever. He even kicks him so hard that the priest gets sent towards the wall. He gets back up saying that kid has a little too much spunk. But after him getting infuriated, he just smiles, saying that they're babies. And we time skip. We get Sister Lily, Nash, Asta, not Nash, because Nash was a baby, the rest of them, they are talking, and most of the kids and Asta they're like having a low-key conversation, and also saying that he wants to become a Wizard King, and also says he want to do that too. Asta says, oh come on, you're just a crybaby. I don't think you can be the Wizard King, but you could be my rival. But says that will become my goal, be your rival and dethrone you, because Asta is the most outgoing and the strongest kid there. Like his strength alone can take on some grown men. So as you seen by when he fought the guy who stole his pendant, and we're not that far from getting onto that part. So a few minutes later, they're all walking until they meet up with the priest, saying, hey, which one of you guys want to do an errand for me? And we got also holding his hands high in the sky, saying, me, please, me, hey, over here. Father, I want to do it. And he says, how about and he says, all right, make sure you come back safe. Says he will. Also saying, how he becomes teacher pet or whatever. He always do the errands for father. Sister Lily says, cause even though he's a crybaby, he's more responsible, and says, and he comes on time. But you, Asta, you're pretty outgoing, obnoxious, loud, and you probably won't come as early as him, but you will come as late. And also he says that's so unfair. But he still wants to marry Sister Lily, but he gets knocked out by her fist of love, water, magic. And so a few hours later, also he's looking into his candle, saying, what's going on with he's supposed to be here by now. I know it's far. It's only took 2 hours. It's about to be midnight. So also he follows tracks, and we get he's getting hassled by a guy who's trying to take his pendant, and he says, what, that little air gonna hurt me, a little tornado? And says this gust of wind can do anything. But he gets bullied by the guy, and he starts crying mid-fight until Asta, he says, give that back to that is And we get Asta, he's fighting with the men. Even though he gets pushed back and almost getting seemingly to get knocked out, he always gets up with sheer will and determination. He's angry, and he's holding on to the guy so he won't get pushed back anymore. And the guy says, you bastard, here, get their pendant. And so Asta, he lays on the ground, taking a significant amount of damage. and let's say frostbite hits him, and Asta is frozen. And he says, Asta, Asta, and getting Asta with the frostbite, whatever, because it's really cold. And this damage that he got, he faints, and he's in his subconsciousness. It's a dark room. He says, why is everybody dark? Is this the afterlife? But something pops up with a blue window screen with a prompt. Says, hello, alarm, welcome player. And also said, what is this player thing? What does this mean by player? Is this sort of a game? Another prompt writes after loading, says, no, this is not a game. I am the system. And also says, what is this system? The system says, well, Asta, I am your guidance of you, to help you become the Wizard King. So Asta says, so you will help me? The system says, yes. Anything else you want to see? Well, let's see my powers. And so he goes to stats. He says, stats you're referring to, right? Asta says, yeah, whatever. And so he sees his strength, durability, agility, speed, and endurance is really decent. As you see, he can't keep up with an average grown man without magic. But he sees, MP attack, MP defense, and regular mana, and it says you have none. And Asa says, dang, I have no mana. Even my intelligence and wisdom sucks. How bad am I? It says your stats, your regular all physical attributes are really good, but things to like mana and magic, you suck at it. And it says, though, why do I have mana? It says anyone can have mana, but I'm gonna be transferring you mana. It tells also how to get mana by with the intelligence stats or whatever. It gives him more stuff. And also he sees vitality, HP, and damage reduced, and basically the rest of those things that even words he can hardly pronounce. But Asta, a few years later, he goes into the Adventure Guild. Adventurers, they're sort of like hunters, but they're called adventurers. Those are people who got kicked out of, magic exams. So when people can wait for next year, they do that. Or people who don't have magic, or people who have magic at all, really. It's for everybody. And, it's for people to get by if, they lack sort of magic experience. And so, Asa, he's at least C rank, and, they're going on to a dungeon. And Asta, after they complete the raid, Asta, he sees, it says job. And Asta says, I already got a title of the Wolf Slayer, but what else is giving me? And Asta says Shadow Monarch, and tells them what the Shadow Monarch is, and anything that you kill, really, you can say rise and take it. So Asta, with his team, they took on the Igris, and they took some of his body parts, but Asta, he knows where they left him. So he sees the helmet of Igris just sitting there. It says arise, and this purple and black shadow aura, it just comes in front of Asta, and Asta does it with more knights that were defeated there. Asta says this is pretty cool, and it says you also got something for it. And he gets Monarch's Domain, Shadow Inventory. He also gets Inventory also, because Inventory, he could stash things over there. And and he gets Shadow Domain, basically making them 50 times stronger, and also changing their purple into blue, symbolizing that they're on another stage. And so, also he gets more dungeons. He gets Tank, Iron, Tusk, but he doesn't get Rebellion, because Rebellion is a human, a guy that he killed, but he gets Beru. So also he got loads of these shadows, and he's at least level 40, which is not bad at all. So we time skip them. Asta, whatever, he goes back, and they're having a low-key conversation again. But Asta, he comes back saying, Sister Lily, I want to marry you. But he gets the love of fist water magic. He gets punched down into the ground, seemingly knocking him out, until he jumps in the air again with his eyes sparkling, still simping. But we get with his gust of wind, he knocks Asta down, leaving a little crater of dirt around. And so Asta said, oh, why you do that? Says because you can't even marry her, and you're also harassing Sister Lily. And so Asta says, oh, whatever. And Asta and him are having a argument, and says the reason Sister Lily can't marry because she's like the nun or whatever in the cloth, but and also can't marry because he's 15, and also you're too young. And he says, why people don't like me really? Because some people, the little kids like him, but people that are mature don't seem Asta as mature or whatever. He says, because you're immature, childish, obnoxious, outgoing, and loud. With those arrows pointing at Asta, till Asta, it was finished, he leaves the arrow to go away. He says, well, whatever. And he time skipped again. And for everybody to get their grimoire. Also, he still hasn't got his, so the guy says, come here next year. And so, with leaving, having the 4-leaf clover, everybody looks at him as that was the first Wizard King's grimoire. So they see him like, how is a commoner got that from the boonies, like basically the slums? How you get that? Only nobles and prestigious families supposed to at least gain something like that. But time skip a few minutes later, and also he's following right behind, till these two dudes basically try to bully him, saying, hey, give us that grimoire. But, saying, no, I will become the Wizard King. But we also get this guy with chains, as, he ties everybody up, stealing But also says, hey, give that back to He says, oh, what are you going to do about it? He says, all right, then, Beirut, Igris, come out. And he says, what is this, summoning magic? But they attack at the guy and instantly kill him, get taken a grimoire. And also, he also gets a grimoire. Also, as the 5th-leaf clover light comes in front of Asta, as the system says, alarm, you have gotten the 5th-leaf clover. And it tells him what it symbolizes, and also says, okay. After that, says he will become Asta's rival, and he's always doing the unthinkable. He says, I knew you could do it, brother. And also says, yeah, but hey, let's get back. And so we time skip. So after that, they basically like get to be able to go to the entry zones. So they're training, and after that they basically get to go. As they're walking, whatever, they like get some certain uncanny encounters, destroying some boars and also putting that in his inventory so he have something to eat later, because he don't know what they're gonna have at the Coliseum. So they arrive at the Coliseum. They see street vendors and regular people. It says this is basically reminds me of the Hage Village, and it also says right. But they get to the part in the Coliseum, as Asta and are not even getting like poked by birds, whatever. But they get their numbers called out. 163, also 164. He says, you guys can carry on, but you guys know